Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for February Tarot Oracle reading. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Libra, we still all have a little bit of Libra in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Libra in, that's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind this is a general or collective reading. Parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Just leave what doesn't work and keep the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it right now, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That will give you some more clarity as to your situation now. Okay, we're going to start with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Tower. It looks like it's going to be an interesting reading, Libra. So the Tower is scary looking, and it's usually sudden and quite uncomfortable, but it's something that it's a reality check, and when you have a reality check, then you're able to move forward in a strong way because it's basically a correction in the direction you're taking. And so this lightning has struck the Tower, and two people are falling out, and one of them looks really surprised, and the other one is kind of like, I was wondering when this was going to happen. The thing about this card is the universe has probably been nudging you gently, at first. Hey, you might want to pay attention to that. And then you're like, you don't notice. So then it's like, the universe gets the frying pan out and whacks you over the head, and you're like, ouch. Oh, okay, I see it, but I don't have time right now. I'll make sure I look after it next week. Next week rolls around, you don't look after it. So then all of a sudden the 2x4 treatment comes out, and eventually, if you really don't listen, your lightning strikes. And so that is, the Tower's on fire now. The top's blown off, and these you're not going to be living there for a while. You'll have to do some repairs before you can move back in, and so that's making you take a look at whatever this is. So that's what the underlying energy for the whole reading is. And there's some sort of justice coming in. So justice, we have this figure is sitting in between these two pillars, holding the sword of justice. She's wielding it with her right hand and ready to take action in a moment's notice. This is her right foot wanting to move forward. And so this energy is talking about the veil in the back there, represents the veil between the living and the dead, basically the spiritual world and the 3D world. And so this energy is talking about justice coming in, not just for yourself, but also for your ancestors and potentially your descendants. All right, so we'll see. If you're looking for justice, this is coming in the underlying energy of your internal forces. Your internal forces are what you have control over. The internal forces are the what ifs. What if this happens? What if I do this and this happens? What if they do that and I do this and then that happens? That kind of energy. It's the woulda, shoulda, couldas. And it's an easy loop to get caught up in your head. And we also have here the the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups represents a wish coming true. Basically, there's only 10 cups in at the top in the tarot, so this is 9. So this is saying you're very close to ultimate fulfillment. Having said that, it's something you're wishing for, and so when you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. And so what this card is generally saying is like this represents the cups represent love in the tarot, and quite often romantic love, but this is more like you have your romantic love, you love, but you also have your companion, you love your children, you love your original family, you love the house you're in, you love the neighborhood you're in, you love your neighbors, you love your career. Everything's just like flowing really beautifully. And this person is sitting on a stage, And this is saying that this is what you have always wished for, but you need to stay in the game, and you need to keep not allow yourself to get distracted. Now, whether these cups are behind you and you already have them, these 9, or they're above you and this is just right now, or you will be they're forward of you. That will be the future. So past, present, or future are represented here. This person is not 100% congruent with the energy. By that, body language wise, they're sitting with their feet turned outward, leaking energy from the lower half. And then they have their arms crossed here, which quite often we'll talk about being closed. But it's not over the heart, it's just slightly lower, and it's almost like making an infinity symbol with the hands. He reminds me of a genie, but it's just saying he's not 100% sure that this is real, or can you really get it? That kind of energy. Something you're wishing for, and highly favored as long as you stay in the game. And that's what it's saying. Many race is lost in the last lap. So you want to keep your focus on your goals. We have the Death card coming in. So this card's been coming in a lot because of it being just the time of year, I feel, for a lot of reasons. This is, the transition. So death is rarely about an actual death of someone. It's more about a transition, and it can be about rebirth. So it's about one cycle ending and another cycle beginning. In January, this card has been coming up a lot for just before the New Year, the regular New Year, on January 1st, the one that we follow from the Gregorian calendar. And this energy, when we left 2025, 2 + 2 + 5 is 9. It's a 9 year. And we moved into 2026, 2 + 2 + 6 is 10, and that breaks down to 1. So we didn't just leave 1 year and go into the other. We left a decade of energy to move into a new decade of energy, and it's different. And we may have noticed that. A lot of times when there's a new year, you don't really notice it. But I think a lot of people noticed it this year. We have a lot happening on the global scene. A lot of energy out there around the Epstein files and all that kind of energy. It's kept everybody pretty busy. There's millions of files were dropped, and everybody's, going through them. And, it's been like every day there's another event coming up. Early this morning I was watching the news and I just turned it off. I thought, okay, there's a lot happening out there today again. But this is also representing the Chinese New Year, the year of the fiery horse. We just entered that on February 17th. And so we left the year of the snake to move into the year of the fiery horse energy. And there was also a new moon, and that was in Aquarius. And Aquarius energy was opposing Leo energy, because Leo is opposite Aquarius on the horoscope wheel. And so the energy from Leo is more like I'm being a leader, and I need to shine my own personality and be myself so that I can be a leader. And the Aquarius energy is saying, no, you need to look after the group, and you need to make that your first priority. So there was a lot of back and forth on December 1st, or January 1st. Was it January 1st? Can't remember now, that moon. Yeah, it was the first of the month. And it came in, it was on February 1st, not January 1st. That's why I'm confused, sorry. February 1st, that we had the moon was in Leo, and Aquarius was opposing that energy. So we had the same argument at the beginning of the month, all the way now to the 17th. And so this energy is talking about a major transition. And because on the new moon, we had the new moon, we have entering the fiery horse energy, and we also have an eclipse. So I just finished doing a reading for each of the signs, and they're posted for the new moon eclipse energy. And then I also have another playlist that's there's the fiery horse energy and Valentine's Day on that, and the regular New Year. So if you want to look into the astrological energy more, you can look those up and you'll get a lot more information. We have the Chariot coming in. So the Chariot is talking about, I feel, this justice coming in. Generally after a reality check, something happens. And if it's justice needing to come in, then that's the case. Now this would imply that you are now, this is to correct you so you're back on the path. And so if this justice comes in, you're on the Chariot, and so the Chariot represents energy of something that's already happening on the spiritual realm, which means that's coming down to the 3D very soon. And the Chariot, you notice there's no reins at all. There's no need to rein the horse in or rein your energy in. It's almost like self-driven. Once you get on your destined path and you're in the Chariot, it means you're on your way, boom. And it's like a tank, tung, 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 tung. It's not like it's not an energy that's stoppable. Once this is God's plan. And so when God's plan gets put into place, it just starts to happen. We can't really understand God's timing. Sometimes it seems like really slow, or it's never going to come in, but the timing is perfect for whatever reasons that are beyond us even needing to understand. This is talking about the Three of Pentacles. So this is saying you're being recognized for having mastered your skill set. This quite often can represent, again, a transition from one to the other. You might be, like this card can represent, maybe you've been going to school and you now have the degree. Or and maybe you were valedictorian of your class, and it could represent an energy like being an artist or in the arts, someone like an actor or an actress, and the producers are all looking you up. You have the role. The energy can be another example, like a sculptor, and that's what this person is, a stonemason. They're doing beautiful carvings here. And this energy is, these two people have plans and they want to collaborate. Your work is being seen as being really good. It could be also an energy like you might be really, really good at sports and maybe have received a scholarship to go to university or college. And there's scouts looking for you now. It's that kind of energy where you're making a transition. And your work is being noticed, and that's why you're on an elevated position on this bench. And so the warning in this card is to be very careful. The fiery horse energy is very free-spirited, and it has us setting really highly ambitious goals. And that's great, except that if we make them so high that there's no way we can get them done in the time allotted, and we drive ourselves to the point where we lose focus, like we just get too tired and we can't cross the finish line. So that's a danger. And the other danger is making impulsive decisions. And this is not a good time to make impulsive decisions astrologically for several other reasons, which I've explained in those other playlists. But it's just an energy of, we're moving into some very new energy, and we need to do our research and make sure that whatever these people are offering, that it's in alignment with your goals, and that you're in actually an elevated position here and your work is highly desirable. And so you need to make sure that this is like the Pentacles, they do represent the coin, but they also represent lifestyle. So you want to make sure that whatever offer you accept, that you look over it with the fine print and dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure that it is in alignment with your goals. This energy can represent secret society for me, just because of the masonry work. And so this is talking about, there's some societies out there, different energies out there that they're in the Aquarius energy. They put the needs of the group first and then individual needs. So if their group is not in alignment with how you want to live your life, you're going to, and you sign that contract, you're going to be held to it. You know, like the Mason energy is like, you know, they have their own rules, and they have their own handshake and their rituals and all of that. And you make promises and agreements, and you're expected to keep them. And the thing is that puts the group of the energy of that group before your needs or your spouse's needs, etc. So it's something to be really careful of, because especially if you're in one of the arts, you know, like where you have a really unique talent. Someone like, you know, a singer, and you're making a record deal. Like there's just so many, there's so many deals in history that have been made where the artist ends up not, you know, getting the breadcrumbs kind of energy. So just be really careful. You know, get a lawyer to look over any paperwork and make sure so that you make the strongest choice for you. I'm just going to give you an example. Like, let's say you are a really good quarterback, and you've got like 4 or 5 teams, and they're all wanting you. And, you know, one of them is paying the absolute most money, and there's another one that's somewhere in the middle, but it's where you want to live because it's close to your family, and you just had got married and have young children kind of energy, and you want to be close to family so that you have help with raising them. So then it would be beneficial for you to take that one over the just more money. It's kind of that energy, checking what would your lifestyle be like if you accept this offer. And then we have this energy of conception. So this is being launched. So this is, I feel like, if it's not happening right away, it's happening soon, because these are actions that have been taken. The 8 of Wands represents things coming in fast. Like they're about to land. Tung, 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 tung. You think about the energy of Sagittarius, the centaur with a bow and arrow and shooting their arrows into the sky. It's kind of like that. They're now landing on the target in the perfect order that they need to. Tung, 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 just like this. So you're well on your way, and as long as you stay on your destined path, then things will just go really smoothly. And we have a Lover's card here. So this energy is talking about a divine partner coming in. This, if you don't have a lover in your life already, this is still saying it's someone that's very significant in your life is coming in. And this cloud between the two shows that they don't know each other that well. So it's not someone from your past. If it's someone from your past, excuse me. If it's someone from your past, it's someone that you weren't a lover with already. And if it's someone that, or it could be someone that you don't know. And that, you know, that the energy is just like being in this energy here. This could be someone you've already met, and you're kind of wanting to be around that person too. So it could have something to do with that. Let's check it out. We have you here, your identity and your self-image as you see yourself right now, pretty much starting to get everything you wished for and that you've worked hard for. It's just saying, don't lose your focus here. Make sure that you stay in the game. This is talking about your abundance and self-worth, and I feel like you recognize that you're in a transitional phase of that, and that people are starting to recognize your work. And so you need to make strong decisions right now to have the ultimate in abundance to match this. This is, you know, that's what the universe is saying. You're highly favored, but make sure that you are paying attention right now and you stay in the game. This is communication from your early life. So this could be something that you've always wanted since you were a little kid. It could also represent the kind of energy of something you've just always been good at. And the thing is, quite often when we're just naturally really good at something, we don't realize how valuable it really is. And that's where this energy comes in again. So just making sure that this is home and family, and your emotional foundation. So you could come from a family, like let's say everybody in the family has a beautiful voice and can sing. So it doesn't seem like such an amazingly different, like special gift. Everybody that you have in your family also is able to do that. But you could go to the neighbor's house and they're all tone deaf and you realize, oh, this actually is quite the skill. And so that's the kind of energy, is being aware of the value of what you have and that it is highly desirable. And then we also have the creativity, romance, and children. So this is coming in. And so you may have met, this is about your daily routines and habits and your health. This is lifestyle. And so you may already have a lot of what you love, like where you live, your job, just the way your life is going, but you haven't met the person that you want to make a long-term commitment and maybe have a family with. So that's the energy coming in. And there's also implying that there's some sort of justice. Now, that would be justice enough if you stay on your divine path and you meet someone and then you get the 10 of Cups, then you've got ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world, as much as it can be. But like that's a lot that you have to work with here. For the external forces, we have the King of Cups coming in. So that's confirming what I just said, is you have everything, but you're missing this. Now the King of Cups is showing up. So the King of Cups represents romantic love. And this is talking about generally romantic love. It could be for love of something you love to be or do if you're not looking for romantic love. But even if you're not looking for romantic love, maybe it's looking for you. So this is the energy of the king. He's sitting on his throne out in real troubled waters here. When the water's agitated in the tarot, it represents volatile emotions and chaotic energy. So this is talking about he's calm, he's out there, he's the most emotionally available king of the 4 kings in the tarot. The reason he's so emotionally available is because he's learned to rein his emotions in as not being impulsive. He's been waiting to present this cup for the waters to calm and for the perfect time. You notice his right foot is forward, just like this justice. So this could represent some sort of justice also coming in with this King of Cups. Something that he can maybe do for you as well as being your lover, that kind of energy. This is external forces, so someone coming into your life. From the what ifs are your internal forces. As I explained, what if this, what if that, and this is more like what the EF happened. Like what happened, you're going along and all of a sudden some external forces come in. So they change the outlook of your life. And then we have standing your ground and conviction beyond a doubt. So this is talking about actions that other people and you have taken that are in conflict. So this is a card of conflict, and this person is standing on high ground and protecting what he knows. So this is like conviction beyond a doubt, is when you know what you know, and you will fight for it. Like if you have to, you're willing to fight for it, and it's important to you. The wands represent action. And here you notice he has a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other, which could mean he was just in a real rush and accidentally put those incorrect shoes on, but because he had to rush out and defend himself. But this also can represent an energy of being straddled between 2 worlds, like, between like the new year and now we have another new year. That kind of energy. Maybe he's upset because he broke his resolution, but like now with the Chinese New Year, it's a second chance to be able to make some other resolutions, maybe even better ones now. So the King of Cups is representing the external forces. It seems to have to do with wanting a lover or a lover coming into your life, and then you having to fight for that position. Now this is the position of your marriage, commitments, and partnerships here. So let's see, what's this about? We have the Queen of Pentacles now coming in. So the Queen of Pentacles is known for being very resourceful. This is representing generational wealth, like a legacy that you can hand down to your children and your children's children. So this is representing an energy of, like the Queen, she understands the value of the Pentacle. And, you know, as I said, the Pentacles are health, wealth, and happiness in 3D, but it's more about the overall lifestyle than just the coin. Coin is, of course, very important in the 3D world. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and not be happy. You know, that's if you don't have a lover now, right? So this energy is talking, she prefers quality over quantity and is known to be really stable, someone you can rely on when she's in her upright position. And so we have also the energy of, oh, here we have marriage. So this is your marriage and commitment. So maybe, you know, this could represent the king's energy, and the king knows, and maybe you are this energy, but this is an external force coming in. But it's kind of like maybe if this is from the king's point of view, that he's eyeing you up and thinking, hey, this person is perfect. Like, as I said, this is someone who's very stable, that could easily run a household, very resourceful. And he's been waiting to marry, to find someone, and he's really got his eye on you, and he's waiting to bring in some sort of offer. Now, you may have already met this King of Cups, and you may have been dating him, or you might just be about to meet him, that kind of energy, whatever works for you. But this King of Cups is the marriage card. So this is talking, this energy wants a commitment, of serious commitment in relationship of marriage, someone to you know, have a family with. That's the energy that I'm picking up. And so I'm not sure yet what this reality check is about. We haven't gotten there, unless you already took a deal that maybe prevents you from being able to be with the King of Cups, because you signed a contract and you have to stay where you are for the next 3 years or 4 years or whatever. So we have this energy coming in of the fulfillment, and this is the early stages of fulfillment. This card is basically saying you have the down payment for your castle, which is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations. But you also need to keep paying the mortgage. Perhaps the king has proposed and you've accepted the offer, but you still have the wedding to get through, and then you have the marriage. And even though this is really highly favored, it also, you're going to have to put work into it to have a good relationship. So that's the energy there. We'll see what else is coming in here. We have the 10 of Wands. So this energy is saying, okay, the harvest has hit. At least 8 of these wands have hit. And these are actions, remember. Now, this is higher learning. Yes, of course, if you, the king of, you know, this is implying this is the perfect companion, as well as someone that you're passionate about and, you know, have a lot, like, romantic love for. So this energy could be like all of these wands have landed, and this is your harvest. And then there's an extra couple in there. And this is saying that you've had to really work for this. Like, it's, you know, it's conviction beyond a doubt that you know what you know, and you know this is the route you want to take. So this person is bringing in the harvest, but the harvest is our actions and the actions of others. So, you know, it looks like it's very heavy and he's having a hard time. This can represent, because a lot of these are, if you planted these seeds and then they grew into these tall wands, that they have, you know, a lot of fruit on them, which could be a good thing. It means that you have, you know, a heavy harvest here. But there's, I feel like there's at least 2 wands in here that are a burden, and and a lot of times this card represents someone that you're carrying burdens that belong to someone else, and it's time to put them down so that you can move forward in a strong way. His home is right here, but he can't even see that he's that close. It's very similar to this energy. It's saying, keep going, don't quit now. You know, if you have to put some of the wands down, put the ones down that you feel are the most burdensome. This is the energy. I'm feeling like what I was explaining here, why it's so important that you make sure that you're in alignment with the goals of the other people that want to collaborate with you, because this could represent an energy like where, okay, you bought the castle and you put the down payment down and you're making mortgage payments on it, but now you want to move. And the market has changed and it's not that easy for you to sell it, and you have to get your money out of it before you can move. And so that would have been, when you first bought it, you were excited about it and you were like, yes, this is the house I've been looking for. This is my castle. And it is, and it was, but now it's not, because now you want to move. And it's that kind of energy. That's the kind of, because we have an eclipse also on the, with that new moon that came in on the 17th. It's a solar eclipse. So for a short period of time, the moon was in charge over the sun. Basically, it was covering the sun. And so there was a lot of energies that maybe you couldn't see, like, you know, that you haven't been seeing. And on the 3rd of March, we will have a full moon, and that full moon will be in the sign of Virgo. And it's also representing the North Node energy. So it's talking about, that's in 2 weeks from now, that energy will be coming in, and there will be a lunar eclipse on that day. And so that energy will be like sort of showing any other things that are out of alignment, you know, like anything that you missed with this last moon. So this is talking about, don't quit now, keep going, keep your focus. You're so close to your goal. It feels heavy. If you have to put some of the wands down, put down the ones that are other people's burdens. This is the perfect time to do so. Because if it's weighing you down that much, you know, you could look into possibilities of possibly renting your house out, or your castle out, that kind of energy. Oh, excuse me, there we go. Yawning is a great way of clearing energy. I think it's because I just recently moved last year around this time, and it was so much work. I had been in my home for some time, so it was a lot of work, and I was on my own doing it. So it was like, it was like this, like, is this ever going to happen? But the offers came through, because when you're selling a house and you have to keep it clean, and but you're doing your regular everyday stuff, and you have to make sure, like, you know, you're having open houses and having to leave and then come back when the realtor is satisfied that it's over. And you know, it's a process. It's a lot of work selling a house and then packing everything, and then looking for a new place. And yeah, it's a lot of work. And I feel like that's the energy. I can feel the exhaustion coming in myself just thinking about it. Here we go again. Yeah, the yawning. Yawning is a really good way of clearing energy. When you yawn, that's why other people around you yawn, because it's kind of contagious. It's like a sigh of relief kind of energy almost. So yeah, now we have the Queen of Cups coming in. So that's really interesting, because so you could be, because this is talking about external forces, I feel like, the King of Cups, this could be a female in their masculine energy, as well as a male in their masculine energy. And same with this, could be a female in her feminine, or a male in his feminine energy. But because now both of them have showed up, it's reconfirming that this is a situation where someone has their eye on you, and maybe you've accepted, and that's the situation, but there's something holding you back. And maybe it's something that you weren't aware of in the contract or whatever, so you're going to court or something, like, or there's something with the house that you just bought. So it's that kind of energy. But the Queen of Cups represents someone who's most likely to be in a traditional marriage. She's holding a cup of love, and it's like a trophy. There's a lid on it. It's the only one in the tarot that has a lid on it. This is saying that she's a container of unconditional love. And, ready for marriage, ready to raise a family, someone who enjoys keeping a home together and that kind of energy, just ready for it. This is typical Libra energy. Libra energy is officially the sign where you have the paperwork and you've started working, and now your career is more settled, and now you're thinking, hey, I had the down payment for my castle and it's time to look for someone. Or if you already have a lover in your life, it's time to propose. Let's start a family, that kind of energy. And then we have the World. So yeah, I feel like there's nothing here that's really unsurmountable. I feel like there's no like that everything's going really well in your life, except for, and even because this is an asset. The markets fluctuate, whatever. It doesn't have to be the house that you purchased or whatever. It could be a bazillion things, but that was just one example. So if there's something that like is holding you back, and I feel it might be this energy here of having made agreements before you realized that, before you met this, maybe this person you're interested in that way. But this is saying that when the Fool starts out on his journey, he starts at the 0 point in the major arcana, and the last card in the journey is the World. So this is saying that there's an achievement that you've made here, and that you're in a good position. I feel like don't over worry about this situation. I feel that it's going to resolve itself. Somehow it'll work out. Especially, and there's a reality check here, so that I feel it's not a big one, but I feel like it's talking about that, and it's also, how often does lightning strike? So sometimes, about as often as you win the lottery. Maybe you bought the winning ticket for the house lottery. I just received one here. But I'm not looking for a house. And I know, yes, you can sell it and all that, but I would rather just buy, if I'm going to gamble, I would buy just a lottery ticket, because I'm not interested in another house. I just sold one. So you see, it's that kind of energy, right? It's something really good coming in, and it would be beautiful and all of that, but do you really want to have the property taxes? That kind of energy. So yeah, we're going to continue with this. If you're enjoying this reading, please give it a like and a comment. That really helps me build my channel. I really appreciate it. And I apologize for my schedule's a little erratic with the readings right now, because I guess there was a global outage of the YouTube channel. Like the whole platform kind of was down for a while, and it was really hard to upload or get anything done. So I think they've got it straightened out. But I noticed again last night, it was weird energy. It was hard to, it was so slow, and that was what they were saying, one of the symptoms of the problem. It's not that often that YouTube goes down all across the world. There might be certain areas, but they said this was global. So yeah, and you can tell because the views are down really low right now. So it's really, it's in the eclipse energy, right? It's just, that's kind of some of the energies out there. Maybe everybody's just tired of listening to what's happening in the news, so it was a nice break. But I'm going to clarify this now with my oracle cards, and this is Tales from the Vector, TAILS from thevector.com is my website. And so I have a gallery of paintings there. I started them in 2007 and completed the 64th in 2020. That's the cards I'm using here for this deck. I don't have the deck out yet because I finished the paintings, but now I'm working on, I have to have the information to print out at the same time. And so I want to work with it. You may have noticed if you're in a situation here that sometimes what looks perfect on paper doesn't always turn out so much like in real life. And so I'm really fortunate to be able to play with my cards with the energy. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings in the order that they are in the gallery, and I will put them in the description box below so that you can look them up if you want to. It might give you further clarity to your situation. The energy is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. All right, so we have judgment is coming in. So there is some sort of judgment coming in about something. So it could, it could be several things. I don't see, like, there's no sabotage cards here or anything like that. There is, like, sometimes this can represent law and order. And I'm just looking, conviction beyond a doubt can sometimes mean a prison sentence. But I don't see anything else. Like, this reading feels more about a transition that you're making. And it's really typical of the times right now with the astrological influences. I don't think I mentioned the Saturn and Mars part, so I'm just going to mention that here because this might be affecting you. Is on January 26th, Neptune, which is a very big planet and has a big pull on the Earth when it's close, it's about idealism, and it sort of reflects also this battle between Leo and Aquarius energy. So it has been in Pisces for the last 14 years, and it just moved on January 26th. Neptune moved into the sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars. So the energy of Aries is a brand new baby, fiery, and look how much they have to learn in the first year alone. Think about 14 years of Aries energy. By the time we leave, by the time Neptune leaves Aries, Aries will be an adolescent. or a teenager, basically, 14 years old. So that's the energy. So it's a very different energy from the Piscean energy. And also on the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, Saturn, which is also a really big planet, moved into the sign of Aries and joined Neptune. And Saturn is more about responsibility, so it's talking about, it's income tax time coming up. You have to get the paperwork together. You have to make sure that's done on top of everything else. And if you're selling your house, you better get it clean, and you have to clean out that drawer and this one, and you've got to stage it and all that kind of energy. So it's a lot of responsibility, a lot to do, and doing it in a new way because, Neptune is very different. Like as I said, the Piscean energy is very different from the Aries energy. So this is talking about some sort of judgment coming in here. But I feel like this could be more about heart matters or whatever, or okay, how am I going to deal with this? And looking into maybe a property management person, so that you can have property management look after the house if you rent it out. But see, then that cuts into the money because you have to pay them plus the, property taxes and all of that. So you have to figure out the proper rent. And that's when you get in this energy. And there's a reason for it because it's, all the steps that you have to take. But the energy right now would support you looking into all of that, like doing all the research, so that by the end of the month, the energy I feel is going to change again. Due to the second eclipse hitting. And I feel like maybe you'll have more answers then as to what to do. There's also Mercury's going in retrograde on the 26th, I think it is, of February here. So that's not a great, if it's not really an awesome time. Communication can be a little bit off. It really does happen. I'm not 100% convinced that it doesn't happen because everybody believes it's going to, or if it's really a thing. But it is a thing now because everybody believes it's a thing, if you understand what I'm saying. So, but yeah, you'll notice a lot of times there is communication failures, or more likely to be. So just, it's a perfect time though for going inward and really looking up making plans for moving forward. And then this energy is it's saying make sure that you're, again, it's saying this, make sure you're on the right journey. Now this may be saying you already made a foolish mistake and you had different expectations. And so expectations will always create limitations. So this is saying that this isn't necessarily what you want, it's not in alignment with your divine path. And so this could be about this energy, and maybe you're doing your best right now to get out of a contract. There was a loophole or something. Maybe you've hired a lawyer or whatever. So we'll see how it goes. But like now it's saying yes, but look at this. Okay, so this is saying this is something that was from the past, and I feel it's more because your situation changed because you met someone and you want to move, or they want to, or maybe it's even having them move in with you and they have to move, and that's something they're going through. That could be, because that would be explaining the external forces. So this is about getting on the path. I feel like that is a scenario that might be coming up. We have Temperance, having to be patient and wait for the transition to happen. And this is, again, because you're devoted to your divine path, to your North Star. And that eclipse coming in on the 3rd of March, that is going to be like, it's in the North Node energy. So it's going to be a lot easier to see answers, I feel, than it is now. And if you get yourself prepared for, in as many ways as you can, it will empower you. And look, we do have the Aries energy coming in on this Chariot. So this is talking also about that energy, what I was talking about, Saturn and Neptune joining each other in the Aries energy is causing for you a forward movement into where you want to go. And we have, we have a scotoma here. So scotoma is a blind spot. It's talking about something you didn't see that others could see, or it can be something that you can see that others can, or something that others can't see that you can. And so this, again, it's that contract kind of energy I'm getting, and also maybe not knowing that this was a secret society, because sometimes they don't tell you. And so it could be that energy. Scotoma is a blind spot, and it's saying, the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason. So I feel like it's some sort of energy around that, but I feel like it's something that you'll work out. I just want to say also, when the horoscope signs come up in my readings, when they're a general or collective reading like this, I'm not saying this was an Aries individual. All of that could be true for you in your situation. But what I'm talking about is like the stage of life and the state of being of that energy and that sign. But look at this, we do have some energy when we see the blind spot. The devil energy comes out. So the devil is temptation, and it's some sort of something that's landed here. So this is, I feel, to do with a blind spot in the contract, basically. And it was like, it's almost coming up like a deal that was too good to be true kind of energy. So, I feel, though, that you're taking care of it, or you're looking into it. And again, it could be this energy that your partner is going through. So this is something that you want to be really aware of, because what is it? Are you aware that they have something like this going on? That's something you want to make sure. When the devil energy comes in, this is temptation of doing things like cutting corners kind of energy, I feel like, in this case. And also it could be this energy like whatever was signed or agreement was made is now being landed, like it's coming to roost. and it has to be dealt with. So you're not going to get the truth from the devil. So the devil sends a minion in to do their dirty work. So I'm going to just see, like, who does the devil send in, or what is it about? We have the Hierophant. So this is more like God sending in the Hierophant. So this is traditional structure. This is a judge or whatever. I feel like this is this energy. We have judgment here, and now we have the Hierophant who's going to carry out the judgment and allow this energy to be able to come through. I feel like that's what's happening. Or it could represent, if you don't know something about your partner and you have some suspicions, look into it. We have the energy of, let's see, coming in next, Sagittarius energy. So this is like wanting, adventure and newness. And so this is, again, I keep getting this feeling of really wanting to move on or change locations or whatever, whether it be the king or it's your energy and like you're in this energy. So let's just take a look here. What else happens? We have Mother's Worry. This card has been coming in a lot, and I feel like this is more on a general collective level because a lot of people are concerned about what's going on in the earth right now, and so it's affecting people's ability to be able to make decisions. And that there's a lot happening in the politics and in like the global situation that is affecting economies, and there's the tariffs and all this energy coming in. So I feel like a lot of people call the earth Mother Earth, and it's kind of that kind of energy. We also have Taurus needing to really take a look at, this is a transition coming in again. So this is talking about the transition of, again, and like just the fact that this is talking about the earth. I feel like this is talking about moving again, and maybe, and this should be over here. So this is talking about, or actually this should be here. There we go. This is more of a global energy. Now this is talking about your marriage and that. And so this is talking about the give and take here. Like, what are you going to have to give and take to be able to be in this relationship? And it's saying that you have conviction beyond a doubt that you want to do this. This is Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is love. So, but Aries, the energy, and I know you're Virgo, and so, but the Virgo energy is ruled by Mercury, by communication. So with that retrograde energy coming in, it can just be talking a little bit about a slowdown or a standstill kind of energy. And then we have Pride coming in. So that's the karmic space. This is in the transition stage. So it's talking about wanting to be able to move forward. Like, it's all or nothing kind of energy. So just be really careful of that right now, because you don't want to make impulsive decisions. I don't care, I'm doing it anyway kind of energy. It's not a good time for that energy. Look, we have Justice coming in regarding this higher learning in that. So we have Justice coming in twice. And I feel like this is your energy that you're in is foolhardy. Now, it could have been a decision that was made in the past, though. So it's just, it's something that's going to have to work out, I'm getting. Progress in motion, there we have it. So that's kind of interesting, because it's talking about, life is a dance, not a march. So we're not always going to be moving forward. And so as human beings, we prefer moving forward. That feels like progress. And moving, if it feels like you're taking a step back, recognize that sometimes that's the best thing. That's what retrogrades are for. Is like, whoa, okay, I'm going to take a deep breath here, and I'm going to really take a look at this energy, and I'm not just going to push forward into it. That's what retrogrades are really good. And doing that research, as I said, putting down any burdens that are destroying your peace. I feel like this is, an energy of, there's some burdens that you're carrying for others, and it's time they carry them. And you'll be like, that feels so much lighter. We have the Trauma Queen energy coming in here. So this energy, I'm almost picking up that this could be, if it, remember I said like it could be something like someone waiting even for a divorce or something like that. The court, the judgment and that coming in so that you can move forward. Could be something like that. I don't know if I mentioned that before. We don't have any swords out here really. And generally that talks about divorce energy, but perhaps there's someone in a past companion. This is coming from the external forces, and it could be the energy of them not, wanting to let go and causing drama. There could be an element of that in here, something like that. But we have the Magician on the world here. So whatever's happening, it's going to be an energetic upgrade for you. And this is talking on a spiritual level as well as on a physical level. So I feel like this reading, the advice here is don't sign anything if you can avoid it until, towards the end of the month. We'll still be in Mercury retrograde because that lasts 3 weeks, but it's more about being ready, like take the time to get ready right now. Because your Libra energy, that also is talking about being ready, like you're ready for the energy, and you're mature enough to go forward and do it on a personal level. But it's making sure that the choices that you're making are in alignment with your destined energy, like your path that you want to be on. And so I hope this is beneficial for you. Please give it a like and comment if it has been. And also consider subscribing to the channel. I would be honored if you did so. And I will come out with another reading here for what will it be for the beginning of March energy. And I'm first probably going to do, I'll probably do that first and then do a full moon reading for that other eclipse coming in. So just keep an eye out for that, and it might give you a little bit more information. But chill out, that's what it's saying, like breathe and chill out. And I have a feeling it's working out in its own way. And if you force the energy right now, it's just going to make it more challenging is what I'm getting. It's tempting, I know, but just kind of, do what you can and make sure that you're just calm about it. Be like the King of Cups here in that, the eye of the storm. All right, bye for now, Libra. We'll talk to you at the next reading.